Am I on? Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to be talking, I'm going to be talking directly to white men. Yes, I am, guys. I'm throwing myself out there. I'm going to be talking directly to white men. White men who feel disconnected from the world right now. And I'm putting it to you. You are the penguin. You guys are the penguin. I'm going to come on to this. I'm going to be talking about exploration. I'm going to be talking about Iran. I'm going to be talking about how things are going to get a lot worse before they even have a remote chance of getting better. We are also going to be focusing on the absolute erosion of Western culture. And I'm going to tell you why that is by design and it's also by necessity. So before we get into this, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share my stuff. If you're watching later on YouTube, if you're watching later on YouTube, make sure you hit the buttons down there because, like, I know a lot of people watch my videos and they're not subscribers. And like, come on, guys, I need those subscribers. I need those subscribers. Okay, I do. Right. Let's just get on with this then. What I'm going to do, tinnitus. Yeah. I get tinnitus and sometimes it just really comes to my ear and it's really bad now. Give me a second. Right, it's going. Oh, God. Sorry. If anybody suffers from tinnitus, and I suffer from tinnitus from shooting lots of ammunition, sometimes it just comes and it's like this really high-pitched squeak in one of your ears. I have it constantly, but sometimes it just comes really loud. Right, let me just get on to this because I'm going to do the opening monologue 2 times. Opening monologue is coming 2 times, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just get on with it, guys, because if you've been hiding, right? If you've been hiding away in some cave somewhere, all right, you have to, you may have not seen the, I'll share it with you guys afterwards. If you guys don't know what it's, I'll share it with you guys now, actually. So I'm good, I'll share it with you guys afterwards, right? So I watched this, this lone penguin meme, right? And it's so powerful, honestly. You know when something almost brings you to tears and you're like, oh, is somebody cutting onions? I watched this, and I will share it with you guys in a minute after I've done my opening monologue. I'm going to do the monologue twice. I was watching this meme, and you've got like this penguin. He walks out, and there's 3 of them. And one penguin goes right to where the food is. The other penguin goes back to like the herd or the colony. And this penguin's in the middle, and he's like, so he's like, well, lads, what's over there? I'm going over there. I don't know what's over there. I don't know if I'll come back, but I'm going over there. Why? Because I choose to go over there. I choose to find those new horizons. I choose to push myself further than I think. I choose to put myself in that adversity, to grow, to evolve, to be a better human being. So anyway, but he was a penguin. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, young men, young white men in particular, gather round, especially in the United Kingdom. You may be staring at your screens late at night, feeling that gnawing emptiness in your chest. I've spoke about this before, wondering why everything feels so absolutely pointless. You are not alone in this fog, guys. You're not alone. Depression, anxiety, that sense of being adrift. It's hitting hard. It's hitting many of us hard, especially white men. Look, guys, look at the rates, look at the statistics of people in the United Kingdom who decide to do things to themselves that don't come back. You guys know what I'm talking, right? There's a very high, there's no diversity in that. I tell you that for free. So we've grown up hearing stories of our ancestors, charting unknown seas, conquering frontiers, building empires from grit and ingenuity. Now, let me tell you about something that's been doing the rounds online. This penguin meme, right? I will show it you guys in a minute. If you've seen it, put a holler in the chat, fam. Put a holler in the chat, fam. The lone penguin trudging off into the vast icy wilderness, alone and unafraid. It's so powerful. It really is. It's not just a cute animal picture. It's a gut-wrenching punch of a metaphor that nails exactly what I've been banging on about on this channel for a long time regarding culture, regarding white Western culture. It's in our heritage. It's in our blood. It's in our blood, guys. And I think there's more to that phrase than meets the eye. You see, white culture at its core has always been about expansion, exploration, innovation, pushing yourself to the absolute limit. I do it all the time. Look, guys, I'm in my mid-40s, right? I'm in my mid-40s. I'm still as fit as I was in my 20s, probably not in my 30s because I was a beast in my 30s. Certainly in my 20s, I push myself all the time. It's part of culture, It's about pushing yourself to the limits, venturing into the unknown with nothing but your wits and your mitts. Think about it. Our forebears sailed across storm-tossed oceans to discover new lands, scaled unclimbable mountains, invented machines that changed the world for the better. That spirit of conquest, taming the wild, finding new resources, building something from nothing. Where can you build something from nothing now? You can't. You get taxed. I want to go in the wilderness and build something from nothing. Oh, well, there's a nothing tax. What? Yeah, if you're going to build something from nothing, we're going to tax you on that. So say again. So, sorry. Let me get on with this. So, building something from nothing, it is in our blood. It's what drove the Industrial Revolution right here in Britain. What sent explorers like Scott and Shackleton to the poles, what fueled the moon landings and beyond. But here's the kicker, guys, all right? Here's the harsh reality that's leaving so many of you and me feeling detached, feeling unmoored, like you're just going through the motions without any real purpose. The world has been fully explored. No more uncharted territories, except maybe Antarctica. No more, uncharted territories are not on the map anymore. No fresh horizons to chase. The wilderness has been tamed. Resources have been mapped, and globalization has shrunk everything into a mobile phone, right? They have. Everything shrunk into a mobile phone now. We're a grid. We're a grid with dots and numbers. Where's the adventure? Where is the call? Where's that call to arms that stirs your soul? That's why we are seeing this decline in Western culture, in white Western culture. The erosion that made it, this erosion of what made us great. It's not just about economics or politics. It's deeper. It's more personal. It's literally in your blood. Young white men like you and me, because I'm young. I'm always going to be young. I'm a raven. I'm a king. Young white men are feeling it most because that innate drive, that explorer's instinct has nowhere to go. You wake up feeling restless. You can't sleep at night. You can't wake up in the morning. You feel disconnected from the world around you because your true calling whispers from the unknown, from the wild frontiers, the untamed lands where you could test your mettle against unseen foes, innovate and carve out a legacy. Instead, you're stuck in Starmer's Britain in a society that tells you to sit still, consume, conform, pay your taxes. And honestly, no wonder, and I can see it now. I can see it now. No wonder mental health is such a problem among young white men. Look at the statistics, guys. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. That suppressed energy turns inward, breeding isolation, self-doubt, despair. It's like that lone penguin wandering off from the colony, not out of weakness, but perhaps out of some deeper, unspoken urge to seek something more. even if it means facing the abyss alone. And that's white culture, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let me jump onto the chat. Who have we got on the chat? Who have we got on the chat? Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. I don't even know what time it is. We're talking about young white men. We're talking about white men in general. You are the penguin. Yes, you are. I'm going to give my opening monologue again later on in this live stream, guys, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys some videos. The first video I'm going to share with you guys, I know what some of you guys are thinking. The white penguin. What's happening with the white penguin? What do we mean? What's the white penguin? Right, let me share with you guys the white. Did I just say the white penguin? Did I just say the white penguin? The lone penguin. Let me share with you guys what I mean by the lone penguin. So if you guys have not seen, lads, all right, you girls, this is probably not gonna do anything for you, but girls, listen. This is, lads, this is for you.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains.
So you've got one culture, right? You've got one culture going to the feeding grounds. You've got the other culture going back to the colony where, I don't know, maybe he might meet his cousin or something, and then you've got the white male culture. He's like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm going to the mountains.
Some 70 kilometers away.
Sorry, let me play this from the beginning. You need to understand this in its most brilliance.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why?
So there you are, guys. That is the penguin meme. That is the powerful penguin. That is the powerful penguin meme that is all over the internet right now. And I'm putting it to you that represents Western culture. That represents white men all over the world, because there are no more lands to tame. The world has been mapped. It's a lot smaller. The world is in our mobile phones now. Right, let me get to some of the chats. Big Rob is saying, I am that penguin, you are that penguin, we are that penguin, and together we'll untame those uncharted, we will tame those chartered lands. Look, guys, I can't agree more. And it's one of those tropes I've been giving on this channel for quite a while. We live in this culture. There is no use for white men anymore. There's no use for us. For white men, there's and it's, like, some cultures may want to, some cultures may just want to sit at home, eat, marry their cousin, have a load of kids, and that's fine. That's fine. Some other cultures may want to sing and dance on the beach and get drunk and have whatever. That's absolutely fine. That's great. Other cultures, whatever. All right. White men, it's in your blood to explore, to push boundaries, to find things that have not been found. That's what's in your blood. You are that lone penguin. You are that penguin. You are that penguin, guys. You are absolutely that penguin. Right. Callum is saying, I've been there on the brink. Hang on. Callum is. I'm sorry. Sometimes I put these comments up, and I have to close it down. Callum Powner is saying, "I've been there on the brink, been put in mental hospital, feeling." Listen, I've got lots of friends who've been in mental hospital. I'll tell you a story about my friend who went in mental hospital in Baghdad, actually, of all places. I've been there on the brink, put in mental hospital for feeling lost, no hope, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, but have learned nothing will beat me. Good for you, Callum. Good, absolutely good for you. Fantastic. Vanna Cavalry saying Katie Bourne, the Conservative PCC, I don't know what a PCC is, for Sussex, submitted a funding application for the Home Office to cover the fact. What? Right, look, guys, ladies and gentlemen, white culture, white men, your culture, our culture is being eroded right in front of our eyes. There's no denying it, right? There's no denying. We're being replaced. Doesn't matter. It's fine, because we can come together and be greater than the sum of our own parts. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whether it's 6%, 3%, 1%, as long as we've got a white man and a white woman, we'll be good. Right. Venacarva Red is saying, well, do you know what? Actually, no, that would be like Adam and Eve. And I do feel sometimes like I have a God complex. I really do. I feel like I have a God complex, at least a king complex. I feel like I should be like at least one of the kings of the north. Well, at least one of the 12 barons. Right. Listen, Crowborough, right? I've been talking about this for quite a while. The situation in Crowborough now is ridiculous. There is... where do I go with this? I'll share with you. Let me share with you guys a video, actually. There's a video I want to share. So talking about Crowborough, let me turn this down. So Crowborough is a beautiful little village. Beautiful. Like, you know when Americans come to Britain, right? You know when Americans come to Britain and they land in Bradford or they land in Manchester and they're like, oh, this is not what I expected. Crowborough is what they expected, right? Crowborough is what they expected. So let me share this with you guys.
How long? But more importantly, we've got furious at the way we've been treated in Crowborough. Both Dave and myself have.
Right, sorry, it wouldn't let me stop it, and I know sometimes I like stopping these videos, so let me try and do. It's done it a few times actually. Let me try and do this again. Let me try and share that video again. Is that sharing?
Crowborough, so we've been here a long.
Yeah.
Furious at the way we've been treated in Crowborough.
That man and woman, they are England. They are England. They are England. Look at the people in the crowd. That village is England. That's not too much different to the village I grew up in. And I promise you, that bench there behind them, I don't know what significance that bench is, but I bet some young kids, I bet them, maybe as they were young children, have sat on that bench, maybe drinking something from the shop that they were not old enough to drink, watching the cricket, watching some random people in white cloth throwing balls and batting them at each other, heckling them. Maybe they went into the churchyard and did things they weren't supposed to. That's England. That's my heritage.
Both Dave and myself are born and brought up in Crowborough, so we've been here a long time. We won't disclose how long, but more importantly, we've got 6 granddaughters aged between 12 and 18 living in Crowborough, and grandsons too, and we feel that their safety is now at risk, as they should be getting some freedom. They're not going to be able to have that freedom now because it's not going to be safe for them.
Is that the main worry about the impact of all of this safety?
It is for safety, but it's also the way the Home Office and government have been not listening to us. It's so the mistrust, that we're just the lies, the deceit they've given, not Crowborough, but it'll be every other small town and place in the country. I feel.
It's these small towns. It's these small towns and villages. I grew up in a small, I grew up in a village myself. My summers, my summers were growing up like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, not 16, 16. I joined the army. I turned into a real badass. Those were the years I spent at home. Just those summers, man, those summers, like even now, just thinking about the warm summer winds blowing that barley at night time and sitting on the cricket green with your mates and you're drinking things that the person behind the bar probably shouldn't have served you. That is England.
Well, we're just an example now for the government to, ramrod us to say, this is what we're going to do. We're not listening to anybody. We'll do what we want, which is proven.
So what he's saying there, what I've been saying all the time, we're the government, we'll do what we want to do, and you have no legal framework to oppose us. Why? Because we have the monopoly on violence, and that's what the governments are saying. In the United States, they have the Second Amendment where they can form a militias, and those militias can oppose the government. I'm not talking about guns. I'm talking about a measured response.
Well, the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, says she wants to go further on this, she now wants to move forward with military barracks across the country, ending the use of asylum hotels. She says that's a better deal for taxpayers. She says it's better for communities as well. Is she right in trying to end the use of asylum hotels and use military barracks like the one in Crowborough?
No, I mean, I agree that they shouldn't be in hotels, absolutely. But this is a small town and...
Look, no disrespect to anyone. And I promise you guys, no disrespect to anyone. I'm not meaning disrespect to anyone, but you need to address the real problem. And the real problem is not where we put these people. The real problem is stopping these people coming, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the chat. Tell me, oh no, Sean, they should be going there. They should be going there. No, they need to be stopped. Once they've stopped, we need to remove the ones that shouldn't be here. And then we can think about the next steps. Until then, we're just putting plasters on wounds that need deeper surgery.
And I really feel that it's not the right place.
They've got to go to the core of the trouble and stop the boats. And then, all right, they come out of hotels. But
do you know what, guys? I'm not seeing this video, but he's absolutely right. He's literally just saying the things I've just said.
But the accommodation they've got now, you look at it on the news, is good. Everything's there for them. The medical side of it, the gymnasiums, the transport, they're being laid on for them. Why not? That's not going to stop them.
So this isn't. You don't believe this is going to work as a deterrent?
No way whatsoever. And all the while we've got the government, a prime minister that's got no backbone to stand up to people. Yeah, he is. Why again with the local council elections? He's stopping them.
Interesting he's mentioned the local council elections, right? Interesting that.
Because he knows that the Labour government, there won't be anybody there.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Crowborough is the new ground zero. Ground zero 1. This is ground zero 2.0. The first ground zero, I guess, was Epping. I think the media focus is now on Crowborough. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining me for the first time, this is a message to young, I should say young Ryman, actually. This is a message. This is a message to young white men. You are that penguin. You are that penguin. And if you missed my opening monologue where I told you guys why Western culture is on the decline, why white men are feeling detached from society, why they don't feel like they have a purpose anymore, like they feel like they're underappreciated, like they are waking up in absolute despair. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys my opening monologue later, but let me get some more video. Let me get some more chat and I'll jump. Guys, the chat's going absolutely bonkers tonight. There's loads of people on the chat. Right, I'm going to jump down. I'm just going to have to start at the bottom. I do apologize. Google Enos is saying close to 1 million US households without. Yeah, this winter storm in America, guys, I think people are going to go to the candy shop. So, as you guys know, I've been talking about this polar vortex, not solar vortex. The polar vortex has collapsed, and everywhere is absolutely it's really cold now in America. Running Bear is saying protests going on for different reasons all over the world. And if you you know what, I could rephrase those words, right? And I could put damn protests going off in the UK for reasons all over the world. And that would also be true. I'm just looking up. Lisa Jane is saying, oh, hang on. You guys are talking among each other. Debatables is saying Debatables for town councillor. Debatable Lands, Ratcher, right, okay. Some of you guys, some names are fantastic. 2,000 people in my town. Oh, right, Debatable Lands. Are you in, okay, Debatable Lands. Are you in Crowborough? 2,000 people in my town. I suggest we stop paying council tax and all put £100 in a month in a pot. That's 200 grand a month to run a small town. Fuck the government. Guys, absolutely brilliant. This is where we're going. This is what we need. Look, listen, I've said this long ago. I want to start Ravens, the first independent republic of Cleethorpes. I know it sounds wild, right? It sounds fucking wild. It sounds wild. I know it does. I know it sounds wild. But I've done videos in the past and I said it actually just as a joke. You know, initially I said the first independent Republic of Cleethorpes, right? I did. I said that. I said it as a joke. And when I said it, I thought, right, okay, let me give this a little bit more thought. And when I thought about becoming an independent republic, right, there's a few things you need, right? First of all, you need international access. You would need a dock. You would need access to the sea. You would need a defensible area. Honestly, if as a strategic point of view, from a strategic and a tactical standpoint, Cleethorpes, I promise you guys, you're not going to get much better than Cleethorpes. By Cleethorpes, you take Grimsby, you get Grimsby docks, you get access to the sea, you get good road networks. And if you look at that spot in northeast Lincolnshire, it's open countryside, guys. It's easily defensible. Jack Jones is saying we all have the right to be angry. I think we do as well. And upset and afraid who is in their backyard. Do you know what, Jack Jones? It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because I was talking about the other day, I was talking about, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on for the first time, make sure you've liked and subscribed and stuff and like the buttons down below. Because I've binned all the other platforms now. I don't even do any other platforms. I just come on YouTube. I was in northern France, and one of the things I was saying is, can you imagine if you're like a little, imagine that couple we just let, I'll show you them again. Imagine this couple, right? Imagine this couple here. I don't know what their names are, right? Imagine this couple. They've lived in this small, beautiful village that was built by the sweat of our ancestors to give our children a better future. It was built on white dominance. Can you imagine these two wake up and there's like 5 Nigerians sat in their garden, smiling at them, waving, "Hello, I've come for breakfast." Oh, I do apologize. The bed and breakfast down there. Can you imagine that? Because that's what's coming, and that's what's happening right now in northern France. Right, I'm gonna. So many chats. Venacarvi saying, "I've started paying all my bills in arrears. Now I'm taking a month to pay anything as little protest to high price, low consumption." This needs to be done en masse. You know, this needs to be done en masse, and this needs this needs a legal company to back it, right? This needs somebody with this needs a legal. This needs like a. I'm not suggesting anybody doesn't pay their taxes because you'll get sent to prison. That's the reality. You fuck about people's money, and you know what? I'm going to say that's right, but equally we don't have a constitution, right? We don't have a constitution. And you know what happens when you don't have a constitution? You don't get the right to vote. That gets taken away from you, but you still have to pay your taxes, right? Because what? Yeah, I'm still paying my taxes. Yeah, you're still paying your taxes. But I've not been able to choose who I want to pay my taxes to. Yeah, we're not going to let you because we think you're going to choose someone else. Oh, well, what if I stop paying my taxes? Well, we'll just arrest you and send you to jail. What about those people over there who are doing bad stuff to the girls? Yeah, I think you're racist. I'm going to send you. Whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Apart from my hair being fantastic, we don't have much to look forward to. We really don't. And on that, look, the crook. I've got quite a few videos to share with you guys today. I've got quite a few videos to share with you guys. So the next. If you guys look at the description of this video, I just saw this video and I was laughing so much. I was laughing so much. Let me share this with you now. Honestly, that's my friend. That's my friend there, right? Who's starting to realize how bad things are. And he's like, Sean, it's like really bad. I'm like, yeah, I know, mate. I've been warning you for ages. Literally, bro. I've been warning you for ages. Make your own kind of music. Oh, God. Oh, and he's like, yeah, it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. It is. It's going to get ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll be sharing that I will be sharing that through this live stream quite a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Pecan Grover is saying you are still under the crown. Look, none of this, all these words and this legislation, it means nothing right now. It means absolutely nothing. Means nothing. It means nothing because we don't have that interpretation. So, for example, if there was like somebody in authority who came up and said, "Hey, listen, everybody, do you know what? If your local council don't have an election every 4 years, you don't have to pay your council tax, and they can't send you to prison. And this is the legal ramifications and the legislation." We don't have that. Do you know why we don't have that? Because we don't have a constitution. Do you know why we don't have a constitution? Because we're not a republic. I can't believe I'm saying it. Viva la Republic. Honestly, what's the king doing? And I mean, no disrespect to Charles. I'm sure, you know what? And I'm sure he thinks he's doing a fantastic job. I'm sure he thinks he's doing a great job. But wouldn't you rather have like a king like I don't know. I think I watched too much Lord of the Rings. Zombie Force is saying true change requires backbone, the ones that's built for you to inherit, not to be run down by poor judgment of world charity. Right. I've got a video that I think may come into this now. I'm going to warn you guys, right? I've not seen this video, so I may have to stop it. So Zombie Force is saying true change requires backbone. The comments there. Now, I'm going to share with you guys a video that was released an hour ago by Rupert Lowe. And we all love Rupert Lowe. I know I do. I could listen. I could listen to his voice and let him read me let him read me a bedtime story. I absolutely could. So let me share this video with you guys. See what it's all about, because it's quite damning what's in the subject matter for this. So let's just share this video real quick. And he's saying the subject is, it's worse than we thought. No. He's saying it's worse than we imagined. No, right. It's not a video. Okay, I was going to share that. It's not a video, right? Right, I'll just read this then. Okay, sorry, I thought that was a video. Right, okay. Right, okay, right, let me... Okay, I thought this was a video. Right, so... Okay, I don't know why there's a picture of Rupert Lowe there. I'm gonna admit that was a bit of fake news. I'd not seen the video. This is what happens. Okay, so the government minister has finally admitted to Rupert Lowe, the government minister. I don't know who that is. Right, listen, guys. When I say this now, you've got to take this with a pinch of salt, okay? Because I don't know where this information is coming from. I shared you guys that picture of Rupert Lowe, so please do your own research. Do you know what? Let me just try and. I don't want to give fake information. I thought that was a video. Give me a second. Just give me a second to do some research. Right. There's nothing that's jumping out on me at the moment. Give me a second. Right, okay, right, yes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slope my shoulders now to artificial intelligence. And look, I'm gonna caveat this, but if it's good enough for the police chief of West Midlands Police, I think it's good enough for me, right? So let me share this with you again, and we'll go through it. So we are being absolutely fleeced. It looks like the government are paying for migrants to come to this country. So, this is what we've got here. Based on the, I don't know if, can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Right. I'll just read this out to you guys. Okay. So that bit there that I've highlighted, based on information highlighted by MP Rupert Lowe, January 2026. So yeah, fair enough. The following figures relate to Home Office contracts for asylum seekers. Jesus Christ. So this is taxpayers' money. What? Right. Migrant help contract, 235 million for provision of asylum services, including advice, issue reporting, and eligibility for asylum accommodation under the Asylum Accommodation Supports Contract. Jesus Christ. Support Payment Service, 16 million. 60 million pound contract for services related to payments to asylum seekers. Jesus Christ, get your pants on, guys. Get your pants on. Security, sorry, I forgot to highlight them. Security services. Fuck. I could buy my castle for this much. Security services for asylum seekers, 53 million for security services for asylum seekers. Translation services, because, we only want the best translations for our asylum seekers. Translation services, 19 million for interpretation and translation services reported in early 2026. Wow, that's dark, guys. That is, so what, okay, so right, the context of that is what Rupert Lowe is saying from his Freedom of Information Act. He's saying that the British taxpayers are paying for migrants to come here, basically. We are paying 235 million for provisions of asylum seeker services, 16 million for payments. I don't even know what that means. It's a lot of money. 53 call it 53 million. It's more, but call it 53 million. 53 million for security. It's a very specific number. It even goes down to 85 pence, which is weird. Security services are 53 million and 19. We're paying more for translators than we are giving them in cash. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's as per AI. So I'm sloping my shoulders. I'm sloping my shoulders. It's not me saying that. Listen, guys, if you are or identify as a young white man, please stick around because I'm going to give my opening monologue again. I only give my opening monologue a couple of times when it's something that's really that really resonates to me. And white men, your culture, my culture, our culture, hashtag team. Oh, I almost did it. I'm not going to do it. You guys know what I almost did, right? You guys know what I almost did. Your culture is a culture of expansion, of finding new worlds. But listen, I'm going to go a bit wild now. You know when the aliens come? Right? Right? You know when the aliens come, right? Like 2029 or whatever it is, and there's the, Apophis here, and it's, there's actually an alien invasion. And there's like some cultures who just want to like drink rum out of a coconut and eat chicken. I don't know who they would be. But maybe they do, maybe they don't. And there's other cultures that just want, they're like, hey man, I don't want to fight no alien. We just want to have a party and have a good time. All right, okay, it's absolutely fine. Go and have your good time. Go and dance. It's fine. Go, it's great. I encourage it. And there's other cultures who are like, oh, I just want to stay at home and marry my cousin and have loads of kids and be a peaceful man, be a man of peace. Do you know what young white men will be doing? They'll be saying, let me loose, let me have those aliens, let me get up there and let me see those stars, because those aliens come down to me and I'm going to rip their nipples off and I'm going to force feed their nipples. And I don't even know if aliens have nipples, but I'm assuming they do. Every animal has nipples, right? There's going to be young white men jump into the cosmos, right? They're going to be jumping on battleships, on starfighters. They're going to be seeding new worlds. And then everybody else is going to come up. Hey, man, it's really good up here. Where's my free stuff? And you're like, well, yeah, well, now you're here, actually. Can you do this? No, I'm just going to steal things. What? Stop stealing things. This is the new world. We're literally we've literally just reverse engineered alien technology. Literally the blood and sweat of my kin. And you want to steal things? Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's honestly, that's where we are right now. It's crazy. Some crazy shit. Some absolute crazy shit. But when the aliens come, guys, who do you think they're going to call? Do you think they're going to call LaQuisha? Who does IT? They're going to call white men. And you know what? White men will answer. Right, I've totally lost my train of thought. Right, let me jump through these videos again and I'll do my opening monologue. We've done that one, which wasn't even a video. We've done that one. We definitely did. I'm just going to do this one again. Why? Because I absolutely can, right? So for those of you guys who've got friends, right? For those of you guys who've got friends who are just starting to realize how bad things are, please just show them this meme, right? Sorry, I could literally just keep watching that meme. I could keep watching that meme as far as it goes. Right, we've done that one. Oh yes, we've got this one to do. Right, so that's going to come next. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, white men, you are the penguin. Yes, you are, but don't worry, or maybe you should, because things are going to get a lot worse. Do you know how I know that things are going to get a lot worse? Do you know how I know that things are going to get a lot worse? I'm going to show you right now. I am going to show you right now. So this is Keir Starmer's promotional video that he just dropped on TikTok, right? Literally, Keir Starmer just dropped this off on TikTok, okay? So this is, right, so you're there, right? Let me set the scene, right? Keir Starmer's in the office, right? Then he's like, oh, Keir, you need to win votes. You need to get people. It's not going right. It's like, do you know what? Let's do a video for the kids. And I'm gonna. This is from what's his name? Adam Brooks. So this is what Adam Brooks is saying, and he's right, because I have seen this. This is the new video that Keir Starmer just uploaded to TikTok. The comments are nearly all youngsters. And look, guys, if you know what I'm talking about, right, go and look at the comments. It's absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to share this video with you. I think it's fantastic.
I'm picking up first.
Girls, if there's any girls watching, all right, listen, if there's any girls watching, I'm just going to throw it out there. You may find yourself pregnant after the end of this video because, like, Keir Starmer's sex appeal, he is just oozing. Keir Starmer is just oozing sex appeal right now. He's coming out there and he's like, I can't even think like Charlton Heston. He's like Charlton Heston, right? He's coming out there. He's like Charlton Heston. He's untamed. He's wild. And he could be yours for the price of a vote. So what do we think, guys? Are you sold on Keir Starmer? Girls, are you all getting down now with Keir Starmer? Are you all thinking, Keir Starmer is the man. He's got my tick in that box. I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. I would speculate the latter. Pecan Grover is saying he's got more mojo than Austin Powers. Yeah, he might have. Keir Starmer and also listen, Silly Gallardi's coming over. She's booking a flight. She's seen Keir Starmer. She's like, I've seen Keir Starmer. What? Silly, I don't know. What could you offer Keir Starmer that he doesn't already have? Keir Starmer, the role model. Keir Starmer, right, listen, I've got quite a few videos to share with you guys. And if you're listen, guys, I'm talking right now, and I am highlighting young white men, all right? The reason, you are the penguin, right? You are the penguin meme. I'm going to share all this again. I'm going to share all this again in a couple of minutes, but you are the penguin meme. You are the explorers. You're the engineers. You're the pioneers. You are the men that drive this stuff forwards. You are. That's the reality. And the reason you feel disconnected, the reason you feel alone is because there's no more worlds to conquer. That's the reality. There are no more worlds to conquer. And unfortunately, we're just in that place right now where there are no more worlds to conquer. Right. I've got 2 videos to share with you guys, and then I'm going to come back onto my opening monologue. Right. Hot Mess is saying, thanks, just got here. Don't worry. I don't know what I did, but thank you. Danielle Tuddenham is saying, what did I just watch? Stop the world. I want to get off. Right, listen, young white men, I'm talking to you directly now. Girls, I'm not talking to you, although I think you should listen. And I think you should support your men, right? Honestly, I'm going to share with you guys 2 videos on the bounce now. And this is why they're haters. I'm going to show you guys 2 videos right now, and this is why they're haters. One may get my video, one may get my live stream banned. I don't think it will, but so this is how the English used to deal with things, right? This is how the British, you guys have seen this, right? This is how for educational purposes, I'm passing no personal comment on this, but this is how the English used to deal with things.
Behave yourself and nothing happens to you.
If you behave yourself, nothing will happen to you.
If you start playing terrorism, you're dead.
If you start playing terrorism, you are dead.
Going to be extremely firm and extremely mean.
Well, you don't get this, those people are still about, right? Though the people who think like him, talk like him, look like him, they are still about, guys. Trust me. We just need to chip away those rocks. We just need to empower those people. Listen to how look at him. Look at his face, right? And listen how badass he is. How absolutely badass this guy is.
Firm and extremely mean.
Hang on.
We're going to be extremely firm and extremely mean.
That's how you deal with bad guys. You be extremely firm and extremely mean.
Some chap now starts throwing grenades or using pistols. We shall kill him. Quite rightly.
we shall kill him. If some chap over there starts using grenades or throwing pistols, we shall kill him. Yes, quite rightly so. Yes, that's what we will do. Yes, we'll do it. God wills it.
If anyone starts any trouble, they'll just get the head blown off.
Like, you know, honestly, can you imagine that now? Those people are still alive. Those people are still alive, around. Sorry, trust me. Those people 100% are still around. I want to share something else from you guys, with you guys as well, from India.
For the Duke of Wellington.
So this is one of the. This is about respecting people's cultures, right? This is how the British used to roll.
You know what sati is?
I don't.
It's wife burning.
Wife burning?
Wife burning.
Burning your wife alive?
Yes, it's a old Hindu awful practice. My favorite statue in London. I was out for a run one morning. It was in Trafalgar Square. Over in the corner is Charles Napier. So I looked into Charles Napier, and sure enough, he'd been a battlefield commander for the Duke of Wellington, helped to deliver the victory at Waterloo against the French, and then he shipped off to India, and he's going to be the governor of one of the 4 trading colonies, or they call them presidencies, and it was in Calcutta. And as he's getting there, he arrives, and the locals are building this funeral pyre in the center of the city. He goes, "What's this?" And they said, "Oh, yes, you must respect our tradition. This Indian noble has died, and tomorrow we're going to burn his wife, and she was alive." He said, "Come back tomorrow." So that night, he had his East India Company forces erect a gallows surrounding that funeral pyre. He said, "I will respect your culture, and you will respect ours. In our culture, if you burn a woman, you're a murderer, and I'll hang every one of you if you touch her. No more."
No more sati. That's how we used to roll, guys. That is how we used to roll. That's how we could roll. That's how we could roll, but we're not allowed. We're not allowed anymore. And I'm pretty sure that what he's talking about, this guy Napier, I'm sure he's one of the statues that were pulled down. So can you imagine now, right, how deluded people are in London right now? Charles Napier. There's a barracks as well, Napier Barracks. Charles Napier of the East India Company. Remember, guys, this was when we was a badass country. This is when we went over and we were exploring. We were taking shit. We were taking shit that maybe shouldn't have been ours. But you know what? It's what we do. It's how we roll. It's white culture. We take shit that's not ours. We make it better and we give it back to the people that are there. And what? You want to forage for nuts and berries all your life? Absolutely fine. What? You don't want sanitation. No. We want our traditional. Oh, you don't want penicillin? Oh, I'll take penicillin then. Well, you don't want that. That's absolutely fine. I will take my penicillin, my modern medicine, and all the rest of the stuff I've just given you guys for free. And you guys can roll in the dirt and fight each other and burn your wives. Is that where we're going, guys? Is that where we're going? Wife burning? Are we going back to wife burning? Are we going back to wife burning? Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some more. Right, I'm going to give my opening monologue again. I am. I'm going to give my opening monologue. I'm then going to share with you guys the penguin video. And I know if you've not watched the beginning of the video, I do apologize. No, I don't apologize. You should have been on at 8 o'clock, right? Because I'm live every day at 8 and 10. And there's dogs barking in the garden, which is strange because I don't have dogs. Ho, ho, ho! Oh! 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 Sorry, guys, I just need to assert my dominance. Oh! Obviously, last bark, big dog. Big dog always gets his way, right? Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, right. I'm going to share this with you guys again. So my opening monologue, it's a bit of a long monologue. The reason I'm sharing it twice, because it is powerful. And this is a direct message to, young white men. So, and then I will share the penguin meme, because the penguin meme is pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. So, and I am talking, and I feel like right now, like I should be talking. If you class yourself as a young white man or a white man, I'm talking directly to you, but everybody else should listen because it's relevant to everyone, right? But you guys specifically, because I feel this, and I've spoke about this many times, how I feel an emptiness. There's no more worlds to conquer. There's no more mountains to explore that have not been explored. There's no more horizons that have not been mapped. And I feel that that is white man's prerogative. So I am talking, you know, directly to you guys. I'm probably staring at your screen, whatever time of day it is. You know, you will be gnawing right now at the emptiness that's in your chest, and you will most probably be wondering why everything feels so ridiculously pointless. You are not alone in this fog. Depression, anxiety, that sense of being adrift. This is hitting young white men more than anywhere else, more than anyone else. Everybody, like other cultures are like, yeah, I'm just going to go and marry my cousin and have 12 kids. We'll be fine. Other cultures are like, yeah, I'm just going to party and dance and I'll be fine with that. You know, and like different cultures. And I do think it's got a lot to do with blood. And I know that's wild, but maybe that's another live stream for another time. That sense of being adrift, it's hitting so many of us hard, guys. It is. So many of us are, especially white people who've grown up hearing tales of our ancestors. The videos I just shared with you guys, you know, Napier turning up, right, in India. Napier turning up in India and saying, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not into that bullshit. We ain't doing that. I know what's right. And I'm not doing that. And you want to do that, you go into the gallows. It's hitting hard. It really is, you know. And those stories of conquering frontiers, building empires from grit and ingenuity. But let me tell you about something that's been doing the rounds online, and I will share this with you guys shortly. This penguin meme. I don't know if you guys have seen it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you do, some of you don't. The lone penguin. The lone penguin trudging off into the vast icy wilderness all by itself. It's powerful. And that is a perfect, it's so powerful. It's not just a cute animal pic, which it is. It's a gut-wrenching punch in the stomach. It's a metaphor that nails exactly what I've been talking about on this channel many, 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 many times regarding white culture, regarding Western culture, regarding our heritage and our bloodline. You guys see, white culture at its core has always been about expansion, exploration, innovation, pushing yourself to the absolute limit. And then when you find your limits, you make sure you break those bitches and you don't go back to them. Venturing into the unknown with nothing but your wits and your mitts. Think about it. Our forebears sailed across the storm-tossed oceans to discover new lands, scaled unclimbable mountains, invented machines that changed the world forever. The spirit of conquest, innovation, of taming the wild, finding new resources, building something from nothing. That is in our blood. That's in your blood. It's what drove the Industrial Revolution right here in Britain. It's what sent explorers like Scott and Shackleton to the poles. It's what fueled the moon landings and beyond. But here's the harsh reality. That reality that's leaving you guys, so many of us feeling detached, unmoored, like we're just going through the motions of life without any real purpose. The world's being fully explored. No more uncharted territories on the map. No fresh horizons to chase. Maybe Antarctica. The wilderness has been tamed. The resources have been mapped. And globalization has shrunk everything into the size of a smartphone. We're now a grid. We're now a grid and numbers. Where's the adventure? Where is the call to arms that stirs your soul? That is why we are seeing the decline in Western. There's people saying also, this is why. That's why we're seeing the decline in Western culture. This erosion of what made us great. It's not just about economics and politics. It's deeper. It is more personal. It is in your blood. It's in my blood. It's in our blood. Young white men like you are feeling it most. because that innate drive to explore, which is in your blood, it's your instinct to go, to push, to drive, to succeed. You have nowhere to go. You wake up feeling restless, disconnected from the world around you because your true calling whispers from the unknown, the wild frontiers, the untamed lands where you could test your mettle, innovate and carve a legacy for yourself. Instead, we are stuck in Stormer's Britain, in a society that tells you to sit still, consume, conform, and pay your taxes. No wonder mental health among young white men is going through the roof. That suppressed energy turns inward, breeding isolation, self-doubt, despair. It's like that lone penguin wandering off from the colony, not out of weakness, but out of perhaps some deeper, unspoken urge to seek something more, even if that means facing the abyss alone. That's where we are, guys. That's the lone penguin meme, and it's so powerful. I'm going to share it with you guys now, and then I'll come onto the chat. Let me share the lone penguin with you guys. Let me share the lone penguin. Where is he? Where's the lone penguin? I've lost the lone penguin. Where's the lone penguin? I may not. Oh, there he is.
But one of them caught our eye, the one in the center. He would neither go towards the feeding grounds at the edge of the ice, nor return to the colony. Shortly afterwards, we saw him heading straight towards the mountains, some 70 kilometers away. Dr. Ainley explained that even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains. But why? But one of them...
But why is the question, ladies and gentlemen? That is the question. Right, I'm going to jump onto the chat. I think I've got through... Yeah, I have. I've got through all my videos. I've got through all my videos. I think... I think we're good. What script are you reading? I write my own stuff. I write my own stuff. I'm not reading a script. I'm reading my own script, if that makes sense. Why do you think every country are stopping anyone going to Antarctica? Because they know there's secrets, the doorway that leads to other worlds. Listen, Joshua Harrison, you are 100% right. There's something very strange about Antarctica. I don't know what it is. I've floated a few. I've floated a few theories. It could be that it could be the Atlanteans. It could be all sorts of things. But yeah, you're 100% right. There's something very peculiar about Antarctica. Michelle is saying divine masculinity. That's what we need, guys. We need divine masculinity. Oh, Googlinos is saying, what? Let me Google. Right. Okay, that sounds dark. Let me Google this. Wow. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. 3 hours ago from the Daily Express. Right, let me share this. I've not seen this. It's literally the first time. Thank you, Googlinas, for that, buddy. I've not seen this before, so let's get this up and see what this is all about. Yep. So, right. So this is an article on the Express. Neo, I'm not going to say those words. Or I'll get my live stream done. So I'm going to read this article for you guys now. Sinister gangs are luring children online and grooming them to carry out violent acts in the real world. Okay. Every time I hear online, I think like foreign interference, but whatever. Let's just read the article. Sick-minded gangs of the new thing that we was talking about then are targeting British teenagers in their bedrooms and grooming them online to commit horrific crime. Blinska. I don't even know if I'm streaming. It's just gone every time. Sometimes I open. Am I still streaming? I don't even know if I'm on. Am I on? I on? I am a robot. Am I? I don't even know if I'm on. Oh, I think I've gone. Right. Oh God. Right, guys. I don't know if I'm still streaming. Yes, I'm on. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Right. Googling us is saying I'm back. Right. Okay. So there is an article out. I just opened that article. Sometimes when I open certain articles, it closes everything down. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. So I'm not going to reopen that article. I'll just talk about what I read. So looks like there are. And every time I see online things, every time I see something that says online gangs, online grooming gangs, I always think, is that near peer adversaries? Is that foreign intervention? For example, now you get, imagine the room, right? The room in wherever you want to attack that country, right? You're doing it all online now. You're just doing it online. You've got a room of 100 people, right? And of those 100 people, you split them down the middle. You guys do right-wing propaganda. You guys do left-wing propaganda. And you try and make those guys fight. Every time I hear things that are online, I do think it's foreign interference. I do, guys. I think it's foreign interference. Yeah, I am back, guys. Thank you. Big B of BFD is saying Minnesota seems very cold, especially if... Hang on. Right, okay, so, yeah, maybe the penguin went to a warmer climate. I think penguins like it in the cold, right? Googleinos is saying, sorry, no, Andy is saying, Googleinos, you're the best informed. Thank you. Yes, Googleinos is fantastic. AI at YouTube do suddenly wipe info from chats. Easy to manipulate when you're younger, hence the education system. Absolutely, Lewis Ackers. Look, and I've mentioned this so many times. I watched Independent. You know, I actually watched The Terminator when I shouldn't have. So maybe that's a thing as well. Maybe I'm just worried about. Maybe I'm worried about time traveling cyborgs in hyper alloy combat chassis covered in human skin. Maybe I'm just worried about that. But I watched Independence Day at that age, and I watched it like was it last night? It was either no, I think it was actually last night I watched it. And the amount of subliminal messaging and symbolism in Independence Day is absolutely unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's phenomenal. So if there was going to be an alien invasion, and this is the video for tomorrow, if there was going to be an alien invasion, who would you want to be in charge of the world? You would want the generation who grew up on Independence Day, right? Because, like, when the president says, like, he's doing that, like, he's doing that speech and he's saying, like, this is the American Independence Day. This will be like, I don't know, like, this will be the day when the world said in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. And like, it's powerful. It's really powerful, you know, and kids watch that. And look, guys, and I'll be straight up. I'll be straight up. If the aliens come, I'm well up for a scrap. Hot Mess is saying Candice Owens. Well, I'm sure she means Candy. I think she means Candice Owens because that's what she says. Yeah. Says she's got, listen, I love Candice Owens. I think she's absolutely fantastic. I do. I think she's out of control as well. She's going wild. She is. She's going absolutely wild at the moment, Candice Owens. She's saying Charlie Kirk was a time trap. It's just wild. It's like, I don't mean to, like, I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm saying it's beyond my Overton window, right? It's beyond my Overton window. And I've got a pretty wide Overton window. Some people say they can get anything through my Overton window, but I say, haha, I've got some good bars on that window. So yeah, Candice Owens come out with some wild things about theories about Charlie Kirk. It's just, I don't know. I can only go so far without feeling, and I know it's cognitive dissonance, right? I do. But until somebody gives me concrete evidence, I'm just going to have to take it with a pinch of salt. Sean, get Googly's post right. Hang on. I'm sure I've just got it. Did I? Oh. Yeah, this is crackers, guys. I mean, this is a live stream in its own. So for you guys who don't know, right, Andy Burnham, the mayor of Manchester, he wanted to stand in a by-election to become a member of parliament. Now, Keir Starmer is obviously worried about a challenge to his leadership, right? So Keir Starmer's basically blocked it and said, no, you're not allowed to stand. You're not allowed to stand in the by-election. So what Keir Starmer's basically done there is given that seat to Reform. Do you guys think there's going to be an election in 2029? Do you think there's going to be an election in 2029? Two sides are saying Charlie Kirk means burn the lies of the church. Char, burn, lie, not chew, Kirk, church. I did not know that. Two sides, I did not know that, but thank you very much. I did not know that. Did Trump just stop Starmer about the islands? The islands have been stopped, so the Chagos Islands deal is not going ahead. I don't know the official reason, but but it has stopped. It has stopped. James Brooke is saying aliens are demons. Do you know what? I was watching a Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson. Honestly, I know a lot of you guys may not like him, but I think Mike Tyson is I think he's awesome. Like, he used to scare me as a kid. I was terrified. Like, when I grew up and I was terrified. Oh God, it's Mike Tyson. I was scared to look at him at the TV. He was that ferocious. And I saw him talking to someone, Francis Ngannou. And he said to Francis Ngannou, he said, the way you're fighting, you're protected by the Lord. That's what Mike Tyson said to Francis Ngannou. And he said, but wait, because you're chosen, it means the devil wants you too. And when you're at your highest, the devil will try and take you. So when people reach their peak, because God puts them up to their peak, when they get to the peak, that's when the devil comes and tempts them. That's when the devil tries to pull them down. That's what Mike Tyson was saying anyway. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting to that time. It's getting to that time. I am going to start to close this down now. We've been talking about the lone penguin, and I've been putting it to you that white men, you are the lone penguin. You are that lone penguin who wants to go off and explore. You want to find new horizons. You want to drink out of a stream that nobody else has drank from. You want to climb that mountain that nobody else has climbed. You want to see that horizon that nobody else has seen, because that is in your blood. Unfortunately, we are living in Starmer's brain and we don't have that. But hopefully, with any luck, we're going to get an alien invasion 2029, and all those right wingers, they'll be sent off, and we can push for the new worlds. We can push for the new worlds and the brave new world. And Andy, do you know what? I'm going to leave Andy's comment on there. I'm going to leave Andy's comment on that. Andy is just saying amen. Oh, hang on. No, I can't. No, hang on. Somebody said something about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who said something about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Somebody said something about... Oh, there it is. No. D. Marie Gen X with a fantastic thumbnail. Thank you. What was the film with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the dental? That was End of Days. And that was like a massively... Like the End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was like a very understated movie. It was awesome. Where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets the devil and he goes, "You're a choir boy compared to me." Isn't AI fantastic? I watched, what's that? Never Gonna Dance Again. That movie, that song, like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing it. "Oh, you're never going to dance again." Right, hang on, let me get this on. Where is it? Is it that one? There we are. Right, I'll get this video on. Right, ladies and gentlemen, right, if you've got a friend, right, if you've got a friend who's just waking up to mass migration, World War III, global events, and they don't know what's happening, this is... Oh, what's going on there? That shouldn't be it. What's going on? What just happened there? Right, let's turn that. Right, it's telling me to log in. I've been logged out. Right, I can't share the video with you guys. Something went wrong. Something's gone wrong. I've been logged out for what? I don't know why. I've been logged out. I need to log back in, but I don't know my login details. Anyway, I will be closing this guy down now, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have been fantastic as always, and I bid you good evening. I'll see you guys in the morning. I'll be back on at 10. What? Am I still in? It says I'm logged out. This is wild. I can't log out. Looks like you're logged out of StreamYard. It's possible you've logged into... Something's weird's happening to me. So when I did that thing with the... When it went weird earlier, it's totally messed up. I can't log out. What do I do? Should I tell you a bedtime story? Are we going for a bedtime story? Let me try it again. No, not letting me log out. Right, I'm just going to have to turn my computer off. Right, guys, I don't even know if I'm still streaming or not. I'm just going to turn this computer off.